Good Friday morning.
What? We're out already, boys?
We're live.
Dude, my tank was hanging out, too.
In studio, TRS Live, the podcast, joined by store manager Justin Munt.
Good morning, y'all.
We use that term loosely, by the way.
Yes.
Hunting manager, archery manager,
Walleye extraordinaire.
Mike Williams. Standing at 4'11".
That's right.
From Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Weighing in a $125.
In his right leg. Mike,
Whoa!
whoa.
Picked on the fat guy right away.
Apparently
This morning.
everyone's-
Fired up.
Yeah, everyone's got
Holy
jokes on the
shit.
Friday.
Hey guys, happy early Easter.
Hey, happy early Easter.
Is that a thing? Did we say that? Is that
I don't
something
know.
people say?
Mike and I
don't
were
know.
contemplating I was going to read a Bible verse and he was going to interpret it.
Interpret it like David Koresh.
Yeah.
I was going to, figure it out, but just saying he couldn't find a Bible.
Ooh,
Oh, God.
ooh, getting friendly right away.
Hey, Mom! Happy birthday, Mom.
Mom Williams.
Mom Williams' birthday today.
Happy birthday, Mama Williams.
I think she's like 69 years old or something.
What? Just killing the
She's
game.
getting up there in age, that's for sure.
Killing the game.
We won't.
What's her name again? Cheryl?
Shelly.
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 She's usually on the lives.
Yeah, she is.
She's probably sleeping in a little
No,
bit
she's
today.
actually off today. So she's probably, if she's not watching, I'll kick her ass when I get home. So
Whoa.
Oh,
I'll have to
he's
yell
bringing
at
the
her.
dukes.
I
I'll
have
have to
jokes,
yell at
but
her.
they're very inappropriate
Yeah, I
for
know,
this,
right?
this format.
Can you whisper
This
one
format.
to us? Tell us. Oh, you're
Never,
crazy.
never mind.
I was
Never
going to buy
mind.
my mom the shirt too that said thank you for not swallowing.
I didn't even hear that. I don't know if I want to. Can you go back and edit that? Cut it.
I'll kill
Brad
it.
Stepper says, morning, guys. Brad's there.
Good
Hey,
morning,
Brad.
Brad.
Well,
Brad,
I've
how
seen
come
a
you're
lot
not
of Brad's
fishing right
stuff
now, dude?
lately.
Brad,
Yeah.
why are you not fishing?
Is he a buddy of one of you guys?
No, I don't know him personally.
Yeah, Brad.
Didn't he win the fishing? Was that the guy that won the fishing round?
Brad, did you win a fishing rod?
Who's
I
the
don't
one that won the
remember.
fishing round?
Weeks fly by. We're so
I know,
busy
that was
putting
like
out new
forever
tackle,
ago.
new lures,
Oh,
and
yeah. Give us a store update quick.
re-merchandising, and yeah, we got
Yeah, good.
we
A
don't
bunch
we had
of
so
new
many
products
things we
in.
wanted to talk about today, but we'd settled on hair because Mike kept picking on me because I was on the bay and I should have been fishing more hair.
Because you don't like to listen. You're dumb.
Whoa!
Hey,
Jesus.
before you guys get into the hair talk today, a lot of apparel has been going out. Do you want to talk about that for a moment?
I do not know, but thanks for asking.
So you got Sims, you got Blackfish.
Yeah, we do. We have a big apparel
Hook.
selection. Yeah, Hook Sims.
Is it Hook or Hook?
Hook. I'm guessing.
It's a Hook.
Fishing brand Hook. Hawk. What? Yeah, I don't think that's a thing. But today's giveaway, ironically, is a Hook hat.
Ooh, get your
Solid.
hook on.
Somebody's getting it, regardless of how many viewers we have today. We're giving this away. The end of story. So enjoy the show and good luck.
So we got
Right.
Mike's on. Brad said, yes, I did win a
Yeah,
fishing
see, that
rod.
was the guy that won a rod. And he's not fishing right now on this nice day. He should be up in like O'Connell or somewhere to pier.
Well, I think we appreciate the fact that he's watching TRS Live, the
We do.
podcast.
You
Well,
can,
nuts-
you can do it from the boat.
he can do it from the boat,
Yeah,
but it's
but it's
probably a
hard
lot better in the comfort
It's
of
not as
your...
easy to participate either
Yeah.
because your focus has got to be on
Yeah, you're doing this.
catching the walleye.
And then you're doing this.
This guy focus discussion on why, he says.
I thought
Okay.
you were a muskie fisherman.
Yeah, I am. It's just what I do when I can't fish muskies. That's just a thing. It's a seasonal migration.
Spawn chaser is what you're saying.
Absolutely. You're a fool if you don't.
You're
I don't know.
cool.
That's why everybody goes through the drive-through instead of walks in.
Yeah, this is true.
A little bit
So-
easier, so why
Right.
not take advantage?
First question I
Exactly.
have is, what tackle are you using to pull this big old giant Rapala?
7 foot, medium light,
Yep.
extra fast.
8 pound?
6. I like the 6. Gets a
Six.
little deeper.
A little more
dive.
stretch
Yeah,
to
a little,
it.
little
Yep,
deeper
bounces
dive
off the
curve.
structure.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
That's
That
me.
is pretty sweet.
I want to know who's going to put that back up in the store, or is that not the one from
No,
the...
we actually have two of them.
Really?
So there's one in the store, and this one was hanging in my office. I thought
I
it'd
like
be,
it. We'll
be a
leave
good
it in
show
here, and
prop.
then
So.
for,
Yeah,
the,
for
for
sure.
the TRS Live side of it, we'll bring it
And a
in.
walleye here. I don't think Justin's ever seen a walleye that size before.
Says property...
If I want to see
of-
one that big, I probably have to go to Mike's freezer because I'm sure he's eating them.
Oh!
Cheeks and wings, baby.
Hey, are the wings really that good?
Yes.
They're good.
What makes... is there a lot of meat there?
It's real firm. It's almost like a lobster texture.
Kind of like it's almost kind of like a cheek to a point. It's got that same.
Cheeks more like a scallop.
Yep.
Okay.
Where the wing is more like a thick, flaky. It's delicious.
See, I always find the wings, and I harvested plenty of them. I always find them a little bit fishy. Is that
You must be doing something wrong because mine are never fishy at all.
you wash your fish before you eat it?
Well, you should.
Oh,
But that is a really good question, though. Like, I usually put mine in the refrigerator for a day or so in cold water, rinse, and then do it again. And then I'll freeze it unless I'm going to eat it right away.
Do you bleed your fish out, though?
yeah. I actually started doing that 2 years ago. It's a big deal.
It's a huge deal.
Like, if you're not bleeding fish you harvest, you should be.
Something's wrong with you.
It makes the cleaning process easier. There's a lot less blood, obviously.
And you got a white fillet versus like a pinkish
Yep,
fillet
and the
as well.
taste is
It's night and day
noticeably
difference.
better.
Are you filleting all fish then, too? Like crappies, bluegills, whatever you're keeping, you're filleting it? Gilling it, I should say. Yeah.
Bleeding them out.
Bleeding them out.
Usually, yeah. Usually, yeah.
Oh, crap. Interesting. All
But-
right.
But that wing is like just, the front pectoral.
It's right
thing.
here.
Yeah. And I get just from like basically from the front forwards, you got like that little triangle kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Actually, that was one of the things I was
So
thinking
wrong.
about talking about was doing a whole fish clean. That catch clean cook is so popular, right?
It really is.
Everybody.
Next episode.
Yeah, maybe we'll
Wolf
slap a
River
slab on the
Walleyes,
table.
Fox River
Wolf River
Walleyes, it's
Walleyes,
open,
yeah.
right? They're
Yeah.
out there. I
Bring
saw
a
a couple
28
boats.
and a half.
Bring
in here.
a 29 and we'll chop it.
Fly. There were a couple boats on the Wolf River in Fremont this morning.
I believe it.
Over
It's supposed to
Highway
be sunny,
10.
no
Yeah.
wind today. That water's gonna warm up pretty
Finally,
good today.
all right, let's talk about this. Okay, we got to get into all this talk, but like, what's this warm weather going to do for the fishing? Right now,
It's gonna turn it on for one.
Is it? It's going to fire it right up. They're talking like 60s, 70s.
We're
starting
talking
today.
3 days of 70s next week. Like
Yes.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or something.
It's
out
gonna
loud.
it's gonna accelerate
Yeah.
the spawn pretty quick though.
That water temp's still only like, 38, 39 degrees is all it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Where do we start dumping? 42? 41,
43-ish, right in that
42?
ballpark.
All right.
But
And if we get some warm rains finally in there, that will definitely help. Are
yeah.
we
Yeah.
at flood stages yet?
Well, we're
with some-
behind. I mean, typically, and we're not much behind, but I think we've had a pretty cool spring. A lot of snow, obviously, everybody knows
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So I would say we're probably on
we're
an
probably
average
on
year,
track. Yeah, April 7th. We're probably on
about a week, maybe a week behind what we normally see.
Yeah,
with spawning
probably right in that ballpark. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I always in my brain, April 1st is when the usually the pier peaks. The spawn
Yeah,
water temps are
that
usually around that
first weekend,
42 in that first week of April. And obviously you can chase the tribs north if you choose to. So
When's the last time you guys were on the water? What were water temps?
Yeah, it was terrible. I was Saturday, last week, the 1st. I had that night tournament. And we had like 37, 38 degree water. That was after all that rain and shit, too.
Okay.
Water was like chocolate milk. It was terrible.
Yep.
I was on the bay Monday. I had 34
Wow.
on the main lake.
Real cold.
Yep. So we had in the river we had 36. So it's I don't know, it's right there.
Yeah.
That lake.
Morning, Dylan.
Morning, Dylan.
Andrew, who's the comment below Dylan there? Is that Mike again? Rumlow?
I think it was Mike. Yep.
Saturday for
Morning, y'all.
Oh, it's okay.
Hey, Rumble, I'll be getting you the stuff for the stuff. If you know what, if you
Hey
know,
man,
you know.
you got the stuff, dude.
Hey, you guys want to fill us in? You got some secret
that's this
fishing
guy.
tackle deals?
Oh, he's
Very
got the
good.
fur. All right, well, let's
Gotcha.
He's the one tying jigs up.
All right.
since you're
Looking
talking
forward
code
to-
with Rumlow, let's get right into today's topic. Today is hair and flies, right? For
Yep.
walleyes.
Walleye flies and hair jigs. Justin doesn't know anything about any of this because
I know what I want to know. So Mike did a thing. Put a new assortment for our
yeah, guys have been asking
customers.
forever for like fly tying stuff, and just never want to get into it.
Well, we used to
so-
carry buck.
We were into it for a while. Yep.
Yep.
And then I lost one of our channels, so we just ended up not bringing it back in.
So I reached out to Hairline, and we got a bunch of stuff in now. We got some tails, we got threads, we got some crystal flash, a couple basic vices and scissors and stuff like that. So
Do the items you brought in, can you tie regular flies with those too, like trout flies? Or
I'm
these,
sure you could,
but these are mostly just
mostly for hair jigs and walleye flies.
okay.
I think that bucktails streamer fly is
Yeah.
a staple across. It's probably one of the most utilized materials, I think, maybe in the
for sure.
Nice.
I mean, there's obviously a billion
So
materials.
should we start collecting our deer tails in the off season?
Go ahead, chop them and dye them.
What do those go for, Mike? $11.50?
$11.99, I think, which is actually a really good price for this size tail. These are the large northern ones,
Are you freaking kidding me?
and $12.
I got a small fortune in deer tails.
Funny thing
that
is, it's funny
rotted
because these are
away.
only $12. I've seen them at other shops up to $15.
For a deer tail?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you
And
got to
apparently
cure
there's
the
a short-
tail.
And apparently there's a shortage on these too.
Yeah, but I mean, in order to cure that tail, don't you just have to cure like the knob part, or is there actually on the inside?
There's no bone or nothing, so you're pulling the bone out and then
Well-
you're just
Zipping it and
zipping it and salting it. That's all you really got to do, and then you're just dyeing them. Yeah, $12
All right.
bucks. Like I said, I've seen them at other shops for up to $15.
hey,
I'm gonna start pulling every deer tail off a roadkill I find from here on out.
I'll start shooting them off.
Yeah, yeah. You-
I'm gonna end up missing and killing the deer. That's what's gonna happen to me.
Hey, you killed one finally.
yeah. Justin's gonna be at full jaw. He's thinking about is that $12 tail.
Damn, don't miss. Aim
Damn.
small,
Yeah,
miss
Mike
small.
says they doubled in price. Yeah, I remember like 5-6 years ago, you were buying these for like $6-7.
Really? Are they dyed in anything special?
Yellow and purple.
Well, what do you have? Like, you have 10 colors, maybe?
I think I got 10 colors right now. I got a couple more on the way they were out of stock.
Jesus.
Like I got red coming, so that's why I'm waiting to get my stuff to Mike. I got a red tails coming for you too, bud. But I got 10 different colors. You can make some cool patterns. I got a bunch of different color threads. I got 2 different size threads. I got the 140 and the 210. These are flat waxed, so they're easier to tie. They'll get that little strands of lay flat.
Hey, I'm just thinking while we're on the topic, do we want squirrel tails and stuff like this too? Like, did you?
I know there's guys that do. I mean, you hit up the tight lines up in Green Bay, dude. It's amazing how much stuff they got for tying flies. But that's those trout guys that are like really weird about it and stuff.
Yeah, they
Like
got.
those trout flies, that's like a science. I mean, I don't have enough ADD for that.
No, it's layers of different everything. Yeah, my older brother's like a master tire, and his fly room is impressive.
Is it really?
Organized. He has hundreds and hundreds of different materials. He's good.
Yeah.
He's good.
I know that a lot of guys are using some of the artificial materials, the synthetics like craft fur. There's one called Yeti pubes.
Nice.
That's pretty cool. But
Clever names.
That's
the best name.
Yeti pubes, yeah.
His
And it looks
name.
like the 80s crimp too. It's got like this little crimp to it, you know. It's funky looking. It's super stiff though. I didn't know. I'm not big on that synthetic stuff.
Nice choice of words.
I
There.
know, right?
Almost like you blended.
I know. But I'm not a big fan of like
This one
the
derailed
synthetic
fast.
stuff. I know Mike likes tying that craft fur. I just don't like the way they look. Everyone says they look better in the water. I will debate that all day. So
Well, and so that's what you're going to get, right? Different materials. You're going to get a little different action, undulation, different stiffness.
yeah,
The dyes might take differently, so you might get
Right.
different shades. So, I mean, you can overanalyze it
oh,
as
100%.
deep as you want to go
Like
down
that,
that
I think that
wormhole,
craft
but-
fur, it's a little finer. I feel like you have to use more of it, although it's half the price of a tail. But I think you have to use almost double it, if you ask me personally.
So, how many jigs do you think you can get out of one tail?
Dude, that's a good question. I mean, probably. I mean, you're mixing colors. You're never really using just one color.
Yep.
But I mean, you could probably get.
Anybody on the stream, Mike?
Yeah,
you
Mike.
actually,
What do you get
yeah,
out of one
so-
tail? God, I don't even know. I'm gonna say
I suppose
probably.
it depends on like the size of the jig you're tying.
Yeah, I mean,
It is, but let's just pretend we're discussing a standard walleye hair jig,
like a quarter ounce
which
or
is kind
something.
of, yeah.
3/8 ounce. Yeah, I mean, you could probably get 40
Okay.
maybe. Probably more because like if you're mixing colors, you'll have one base color, then you'll use just a little bit of another color.
So I'm gonna ask a lot of dumb questions because I have no idea. Like, do you like literally you cut it off? to
Yeah,
the
you
s-
just cut
the
it off
length-
at the base here, get a flat edge, put it on your jig, and then tie it up.
Okay.
It's pretty easy to do.
That sounds like it'd be a good video to do on Mike tying up
Oh
some hair
God,
jigs.
we could. I wouldn't be able
Mike,
to
are
do
you,
it in this
you a
table.
tire? You dabble, right?
Yeah, I tie all my stuff.
So you brought in a few bobbins. You brought in the thread.
Yeah, I
you brought in a
only got
couple of-
one bobbin in right now. The other one, it's got the adjustable tension on. It's not in stock
Did you
yet.
bring any weaving in? Bobbing and
Bobbin and weaving.
Mike
I had
says
a guy-
about 15 to 20.
Okay.
Okay.
Which still, I mean, if you have the skill to tie it, it's pretty cost effective.
Oh, 100%. I mean, we just brought these in Evan put them on a rack on Saturday last weekend, and guys were already buying a bunch of this stuff. So
Yeah.
and we just did a Facebook Live the other day on it. So they're not online yet. I don't have enough to put online.
It's just selling that quickly.
It's selling that. I've already got another order in for some of the purple and stuff. So
What's the turnaround on like that from the time you order to the time you get it?
if it's in stock, they ship. I mean, I ordered it on Monday or Tuesday, and they shipped already. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's not here today.
Okay.
And it's probably because it's a seasonal. There's probably a lot of demand in the spring for
I'm sure there
bucktails.
is, yeah.
So once the demand lessens a little, we'll load up. So
Yep.
we'll have a really heavy stock level for the fall. A lot of guys like to tie over the winter too. So
Yeah.
Right.
we'll make sure we're ready for that one.
Yep.
I mean, we're gonna grow this assortment as well. So we'll have a lot more stuff as time goes on. So I got guys looking for like the jig molds and stuff too and stuff like that. So
That's a slippery slope.
all you need is like 2 different jig molds is all you need, man.
That was my next
stuff.
question. Are you going to get into the do it molds or whatever? That's
I
probably the most
think we
popular
should.
name.
I mean, it's
Well, let's
simple.
just be honest. I mean,
There literally is only like 2 jig molds you really need. You know,
Yeah.
the flat and just a standard, round head jig. There might be a couple other ones you could get, but I mean, at most, maybe 4 different jig heads,
Yeah,
styles maybe.
but you can buy any jig you want and tie on it. I mean, to a point,
You
right?
can, except for a lot of the jigs we have in stock have the barb for the plastic,
Right.
so that's kind of a pain.
So if they got the
tying
lead
around it.
barb. They do. They
You can pinch it down. I've pinched it down before.
pinch it down or cut it off with the dikes.
Yep. Most of your hair jigs will have like a little collar on it, so you don't have to worry about that big barb sticking out. But like I said, I got like 10 colors of that. The crystal flash, I think we got 8 or 10 colors of this stuff too. If you guys want something else, let me know. If you guys want Flashaboo or something, let me know. And then the threads, like I said, I got the 2 different size threads, the 140 and the 210. And I want to say I got like 8 colors of each of that too. So far, it's a pretty good assortment. So that's just something that's going to grow.
So currently we're basically set up for guys that want to do their own hair jigs and for guys that want to tie their own flies.
Yeah, their own flies.
so adhesive though. What are you selling for adhesive? Is
That's a
there
good question. Yeah, I didn't even order it. I didn't even think of that. I just used my wife's clear nail polish, but
Yep, clear nail polish. You could use UV resin. You can use just straight up super glue.
Yeah.
Do we have archery glue that would work?
Yeah, I guess we probably do.
I probably do got some over there.
We have
to
stuff
use.
that will work, but we will. Michael had some
Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
stuff
when I placed that
specific
order.
to the application, so we'll get on that.
Right.
Okay.
So,
So we're tying up hair jigs and river flies with the same stuff, right?
yeah, same stuff.
Okay.
Jigs anywhere from 1/8 on up, 1/8 quarter, 3/8, half ounce, 1 ounce, stuff like that. So we carry a bunch in store already. We got VMC, we got hutches, we got on the fly for jigs. What else we got for hair jigs?
Well, you're
We got
having
Mike stuff coming
Mike
soon.
stuff's coming soon, so that'll be option I think 5. So yeah, if you don't want to tie your own, which it's an art, right?
Yep.
It takes
It
some
is,
skill and some
yeah.
practice, and
Well,
you're
the
gonna
biggest
waste.
thing, it takes time.
It takes time.
And
Yeah.
we've talked about
Yep.
this a lot too. Your time is valuable.
100%.
On a rain day, yeah, give it a go. But I mean, like today, we appreciate everybody watching, but realistically, we should all be fishing.
You should be out fishing right now. 100%. I got some buddies out right now.
So if it's okay with Brian, I think we're gonna shut the store down at noon.
Yeah, we're gonna shut it down early,
isn't
Brian.
Good
and
Friday today in some
I
places.
think it is good.
It is
yeah,
Good Friday.
yeah.
I mean,
I don't even know what that means. I know it's a good day.
it's a great day to be on TRS Live Podcast.
Just hoping the wind lays down today for once.
I'm supposed to.
Yeah, that freaking
Hopefully there's
wind.
no wind today.
Brutal.
Gosh, bless it.
Brutal. All right. So what else you guys brought here? We brought a lot of stuff. Are you actually going to tie up?
No, I'm not tying up anything today.
That's cool.
Justin wanted me to, but I'm not doing it.
We discussed. I mean, it's real basic. It's not something I don't know if you need to see.
It's not rocket
Michael
science.
explained-
I would
it.
love to see it because I would love to see how you would tie 2 flies on one set.
Well, I think his explanation is going to be so clear that you'll be able to visually understand it without seeing it.
It's
Oh,
super
right.
So,
easy.
like, there's good teachers and bad teachers.
super
Mike
I'm
easy.
a
is-
visual learner, so for me to learn
Yep.
this way,
Right.
that's a lot of
what
pressure.
Mike will do is he'll have a fake line.
yeah,
He'll do
fake
the-
line.
Okay, so we're doing okay.
right.
I think
All right.
you'll be all right. We can show you after too. Maybe we'll do a side vid.
Well, maybe this guy wants. Yeah, side vid. I like side vid
Mike
stuff.
can
Side
tie just
vids.
about anything he needs.
Okay, so let's talk about the essentials.
All right. So you got your
river
3
flies.
You got your river flies. You got your 3-ways. You got
Mm-hmm.
some line and you got some weight. That's really all it's to it.
Well, would you like to start handing me some things?
Sure.
And I
So
can
you'll have
do
your
my
three
best to
ways.
fold them?
You got your 3-ways. You got multiple different sizes and colors. I try and stay as small as possible.
Yeah, I just grabbed
Like these, sixes,
tons
these
of
size sixes will
3-ways.
probably work. Some of these guys, if you ever snagged any of this crap in the river, it's amazing. These guys, they must be blind tying some of this stuff up because some of their terminal tackle is
I don't know
gigantic.
what does that really mean though? Like, because it's so big, or
They must be blind or something. They need big stuff to work with because, like, I would never use.
Well, are
anything
you
that
sure you're
big.
not finding catfish
That
tackle?
could be
that's
it,
really
too.
that's
Could be
really
it,
popular
too.
way to
Here,
fish
Andrew, I'm
cat.
gonna try to hold some of the. I'm gonna start with.
But even
these.
then, my catfish rigs,
these
I
two
mean, I run
first.
the smallest terminal as possible.
Really? That's because you're catching small catfish.
Yeah, 50-pounders are small.
Well, I mean, lifetime record versus average catch. But I mean, do you catch 50-pounders every day?
No.
All right, me either. I'm just
You
trying to
don't
be
even
honest here.
catfish, bro. What are you talking about?
So I'm trying to hold it steady so it'll focus. So these are just two generic Eagle Claw ones, right?
yeah.
Okay. Now
Color
there you
doesn't
go.
matter. So
these are what you are declaring as too big.
yeah, for me, I don't run them that.
All right,
Some
so
guys do, some guys don't.
Stay on that
Whatever.
one, Andrew. I'm gonna try to switch here. Now these are what, Mike? Are you preferring?
The
Spros here
Just
on
that
my left side?
I like that smaller size.
So let's ask Mike why they're too big. What happens when you go too big with
Nothing.
your 3-way?
I just don't like them that big. It's just personal preference.
Trying to get
Doesn't
the
it sink
glare.
to fly?
Not really, no.
Doesn't
What
it?
size? That's a size 6.
It's,
So
about what I have on all my stuff.
you're tying, and it's a 25-pound weight. Does that actually absolutely matter? Because
Not
what
really.
do we got?
You're not catching giant 25-pound walleyes.
Right. Your average, you probably do this mostly in the Wolf River, Winnebago system.
Yeah,
right?
you're catching like
you're
you're catching 13 inches to 22 inches.
Right.
Yeah.
But I've heard this is becoming something very popular on the Fox up
Hey,
there
we're
as
gonna
well.
keep that on the down low. All right.
Well, I just said-
Well, I mean, if it works in the wolf,
it works on the wolf. Yeah.
You're still chasing the same
Walleyes
fish,
are walleyes for the most
Yeah.
part.
I had a couple buddies of mine that fished last fall in that Swamp Donkey Fall tournament, and they took third, I believe, second or third pulling flies up in Green Bay. So
Okay.
So this setup,
And Rumlow must be your buddy because he said the smaller the 3-way, the better.
there we go. Less tangles.
no, I think it's just probably another guy that fishes a
No,
lot.
I know. I'm just
fly
kidding.
rigs.
I'm just kidding.
Well, they probably are.
Get
friends.
aggressive about it.
No, I'm not. I'm not aggressive at all. This very passive.
Very passive.
Don't forget, like probably the number one technique for catching white bass on the system too.
Oh, 100%.
mean,
It's amazing how many white bass you can catch pulling flies. Pulling doubles. I mean, you got 2 white bass on, you think you got a shark on.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I do enjoy catching white bass. Is that population way up again, or is it?
I think it's coming back. I think.
How was it last summer on the system?
Last spring? Nah, I mean, you saw guys filling boats up with them. When you get on a pot of fish, you can crush them.
I think they're coming back. I think this average size is down compared to what it was 8 years ago. But just like any
Yeah.
species, they probably cycle and.
Now I know you eat them. Do you eat white bass?
I keep a few, not a lot.
I don't keep a cooler full,
No.
but
Like I used to keep them in the winter too, and I did the same thing. I'd keep like 6 or 8 until I ever cab.
yep.
When I was
The thing
younger, I'd fill buckets up and I get home, want to kill myself, going, why did I keep this many fish? And now I
Right.
can clean them all.
Yep.
And like anything, fresh is best, right?
Yep.
Freezing fish, meat, regardless, it
Right.
does change the flavor. A little
I
bit,
do.
so.
You take the back straps out of them,
yeah.
unless you want to take the mud line. Like you said, bleeding them might help that, but back straps, they're delicious.
Oh yeah, they're good for white fish. For
I
sure.
had a guy once on Poigan during the ice season. I was catching them, and he had a couple crappies, and he's like, "I'll trade you those crappies for those white bass." And I'm like, I was gonna eat them both,
Yeah.
right? But he's like, I won't eat a crappie. I'm like, that's insane to me. Like,
I've
I
had-
love
white,
crappies.
white bass is a way more firm meat.
It really is.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
But
I mean,
I really enjoy eating crappies.
I've had guys
too.
trade me white bass for walleyes back in the day on the river. We
Really?
get back to the boat launch and there's some guys going, "Hey, you got any white bass?" I said, "I got a couple. What do you want?" "I got a couple of walleyes." I'm like, "Here, take all the white bass you want. Give me those walleyes."
Completely
It's a good
legal.
deal.
It is legal. I think we'll check the book. I
Right?
almost thinking about bringing a regs in for these conversations, but
What if I don't have my limit? What does it matter?
no, actually,
I don't even know how that works.
here's actually how it works. So if
Oh, Mr. DNR, huh?
well, no, I do I do have an understanding.
I
So
enjoy this
like
show.
if you have 2 fish
Yeah.
and I give you my 5 fish, I'm done for the day because I've caught and possessed
Yes.
my limit.
Yes.
Now I think that where I don't fully understand it, now you have 7. Even though 5 of those are mine,
I wouldn't.
I'm done. Or 3. Sorry, the limit's 3 now on walleyes.
3, yeah.
So I'm done, but you're still over possession, and I think unless I go
With you?
Or you leave me a note or something.
or I give you my wallet.
Because I know, like, there ain't nothing in it anyway. Because Jessica's got that. So, I mean,
Oh, well, I'll tell you what else she has. But I can't. My
boy.
heart.
So anyway.
Yeah, anyway.
So anyways, okay, so we just showed our 3-ways.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's their main connection point.
Yeah,
What
from
else?
your main line to your 3-way, then your 3-way, you go to a dropper to whatever weight you deem necessary based on depth and current. And I tie these short. I tie my droppers short. My dropper's never really any longer than the weight I'm using.
So you're like 6 inches? 7 inches? 8?
It's blue snot all over this microphone.
Right?
I know my nose is
No,
dripping.
yeah. So I mean, if I'm running this, I don't even know what this is. 3 ounces? Is that what that is?
Yeah, I
3?
grabbed one of each side.
But it's 2 feet long though, right?
Right? Yes.
Right. Objects seem
Sure.
larger on screen.
There you go.
Don't do it.
Yeah,
Well,
so
no,
I
really,
mean,
though.
that's my weight. My dropper is only like that long to my
Okay.
3-way.
Why?
That's how I run them.
Do you tie the same way then?
I don't fish flies at all. I've never pulled I may have pulled a fly one time in my life.
Why?
It's just because
if it's so effective for what we're talking about, why would you never do it?
I don't care to do it.
Okay.
Just something. This is the type of fishing I'm not interested in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gotcha.
To me,
It's effective.
oh yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Outside, I just don't.
I'll show some of those weights too.
Yeah.
Like, because we have what's the guy who pours the lead for this on these?
Steve Steffens.
Steve's, yeah.
Yep.
So we got what, 1, 2s, and 3s here, I'm guessing?
1, 2. I think half, 3/4, 1, 1.5, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the rest of the stuff's too small if you ask me. I've never used anything that small before.
Yeah. I mean, the idea is bottom contact. So like,
And you're pulling up current.
yep. And white bass and walleyes, when they're
So I'm
running
showing
up
at a
current
time.
in the river systems, they're hugging the bottom typically.
Yeah.
So there, if you can kind of see, I don't know.
See? Look at that. See? What did I tell you about the mono?
Yeah, no, I've seen that's why I
good
asked you
idea.
this morning. I don't do it. Mike's 100% walleye
There you
all
get an
year
idea.
long guy.
Yeah.
So there's a big one.
And I usually run like a light dropper, like
Little one.
a 6-pound dropper. If I get
Yeah,
hung up
next
or
size.
something, I don't care about losing the lead. I don't want to lose my flies. You don't have to retie that
It's
shit.
a loaded question.
What was the question?
Andy's talking to me.
Oh,
So like I said, I'll run like a 6-pound dropper to my weight, and then my flies are all like on 8 or 10 line.
so your main line, you're running like a 20-pound braid for
15 to 20 pound braid, yeah.
Yep.
And then
casting. I mean, you can run it on a spinning setup. It really
You
doesn't
can.
matter. It's just you got to make sure you're pulling a 2-ounce chunk of lead.
Mm-hmm.
So you want a rod that's rated.
yeah,
It's actually kind of tough to find a spinning rod that we stock rated up to 2.
Well, what?
correct.
Casting there's a lot
Casting.
more options.
Yeah, you can. Andrew just asked, can you pull flies offshore?
Yeah, there's guys that do it all the
A
time.
lot of people.
There's
do
guys
it.
that cast them. You'll run your fly rigs will be shorter because you're lobbing them out there. You
Yep.
want them getting tangled up.
Yep.
There's guys. I mean, we've done before in certain situations where we'll cast flies like we did on the river like a couple weeks ago. Just running short fly rigs and then you're just pumping them back, working them back.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. What was so I just filmed Nick on the sales floor Wednesday talking about the new Avid, St. Croix Avidin. Is that a medium moderate or something like
Yep.
that? Can
Yeah.
you explain what that
Medium,
is?
heavy, moderate. That's probably got a pretty good weight rating.
that'd be a good rod for the.
He
for
said
pulling
he got it
flies.
in specifically for pulling
flies,
flies.
yeah. When he-
No, I
when he
had,
came
I had
in-
that in my hand. I almost brought it in. I'm like, let's just discuss.
Yeah, when he came in, and when those came in, Nick's like, "Dude, I got a new rod for you, man." So it's a nice rod. It'd be great for pulling flies.
And then he's a fan. Well, we know he's a fan of Abu, but he liked the flipping switches that
The
were
flip
on
and switch, yeah, because you can adjust the length and everything a little
Yep.
easier on depth changes and stuff like that. So
So the one thing I don't think you mentioned here is, are you running a snap to these? Or are you tied direct?
I run a snap because if I have to change them,
That's why I brought you some snaps in. I don't know if those are what you're running, but
yeah, you
Just
get
the bottom-
something small, yeah,
just
small
your
dual
standard
lobs.
dual lock.
You could even use these quick snaps if you want. I've never used these, but I don't know why I wouldn't.
When you what determines the weight you're starting with, and then what? Okay,
current depth.
So right now you're going heavier.
Going heavier.
So like sure. this size heavy.
Possibly, yeah. Depending on where I'm fishing and how deep I'm fishing.
Yep.
You know, if I'm in 16, 18 feet of water, yeah, you're probably going to need 3 ounces. If you're shallower than that, you can probably get away with 2.
Because you're trying to not stay vertical. You're trying to stay like 45.
Try like stay on a 45, yeah.
So do you use those fly clips so you can change out your flies?
No. Flies are tied direct.
So I know guys that do run those.
I've never seen anybody run them.
So I think because you're probably not in a lot of guys' boats with them.
Right. I got my own boat.
Aren't you talking those little C snaps?
Yeah, the little Mustang quick clips.
Yeah, you're changing out flies.
I don't know if we can zoom in tight.
Yeah, I know a few gentlemen that use those on their fly rigs. Not you can do too. It's quick. Yeah,
you can change colors out.
You can change colors out. Plus, you're gonna get a little better movement of the fly because it's not you don't have line holding that.
Here, let me see if I can hold those up.
Oh, my bad.
Those are underrated. I think I think you showed me these especially for ice fishing.
Yeah, we sell a lot of those for ice fishing.
For like jig and wraps, and I'm gonna try to hold any. You might have to zoom in super close. So just let me know.
He's running a double overhand. So like when I tie my fly rigs, standard. Usually I'm running 3 feet apart. If fish are higher, then I got to run them longer. I know last year we ran some that were like 12 feet long. They were paying the ass in net fish, but fish were sitting a little higher up in the column. Like I said, like Mike said, the mono floats. I guess that fly a little higher off the bottom. But in general, I mean, from my main line to my first fly is usually 3 to 4 feet, and then another 3 to 4 feet to my second fly.
On the same lead?
On the same rig, yep.
Really?
Yep.
So have you ever considered Blood Run? We sell it for the center pin guys. Have you ever considered? They have a floating mono, which I'm guessing has got more buoyancy.
What's that company?
Blood Run.
Blood Run. And that's what Nick talks a lot about for salmon trout fishing in the rivers.
You probably could. I mean, that'd probably be better than running 12-foot leads with the regular mono. I'm guessing.
I might have just come up with a thing.
You might have, yeah.
Let's talk about it. It's colored too. If you are clear, pink, they make it high vis line so guys can see it.
Yeah.
Because they want their mono to float.
Yeah.
No, just a thought, I guess.
Right.
So okay, so
like my fly in the end of the rig, I'll just tie a Palomar knot to that fly. All right.
Okay.
And then I'll get up halfway up, and then I run just another Palomar knot to that fly as well.
So am I thinking this right? Okay, so we have our 3-way.
Yep.
And we have our weight going down.
Yep.
And then you have your one fly.
Yep. And then another one behind that.
And then another one behind that. Am I wrong in thinking have they ever tied off the weight portion as well?
No. It's off.
I thought there'd be like a long fly and then a shorter fly.
Well, if you got the 3-way, you got your main line coming to your top of your 3-way.
Yep.
Then your bottom 3-way goes to your dropper, your weight, and then your other 3-way is 3 feet to a fly, the other 3 feet to a fly.
Okay.
So you're tying the line to the other fly's hook.
No. It's to the eye.
So you got 2 leads coming off the 3-way with 2 flies.
One lead. One main line with 2 flies.
You're really gonna have to do a video on this because I'm
just like, so where are you tying the second fly?
Am I wrong?
Right in the middle of it.
Middle of what?
Middle of your big 8-foot section of line.
No crap. What knot are you tying?
The Palomar. Some guys will use an overhand knot too, just so you got a loop.
Okay.
You can have that second fly kind of just hanging there, floating around. I find that kind of tangles up sometimes. That's why I don't do it that way.
You typically just run the one then?
I swear I've seen
still always one line.
The weight line though, where they'll run like a snap or something in between there, and they'll run their weight line, and then they'll have another line going off of that.
I've seen 2 coming off the 3-way.
Off the back, off the one.
Off the one.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's one main line though, but tied to the 3-way, 2-3 feet. A fly, and then another 2-3 feet a fly, and that's all in the same line.
Have you ever caught it caught a fish on the first fly?
Took me
I've
a
caught
second.
fish on both flies before.
So it's the same tie as you tie a double crawler harness essentially, right? So you're leaving that big tag end off your main. You're tying in the first hook, leaving a huge tag end.
I tie from the back. I'll tie my back one on first.
And then you'll just
then I'll measure up, halfway up, and I'll, like I said, Mike he ties an overhand. Now you can double overhand knots. You got a loop.
Yep.
Yeah, flies faster. Yeah.
It's like an upside down drop shot rig, essentially. If you think about it.
Kind of. Yeah.
This would be a really good video, I think, to show on her.
We could, yeah.
Because I'm still confused a little bit, which is normal, but that's fine.
Yeah, no, I mean,
yeah, it's you're not trying to hear educate.
We're
me,
not in here to try to change your life,
as long as.
But if you can learn a little bit,
yeah,
I think it's a good day.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I know.
Like I said, I'm a visual, not a.
Hey,
It's not, and then that not, and we get to not mention that not again. So
do a TikTok for him, Mike, and send
yeah,
it.
TikTok, yeah.
TikTok went viral with it.
Double overends, you can change out the flies faster if you're biting on a specific color, yeah. So you can do that as well. But
Okay,
I got a bunch already pre-tied up. I got them on a noodle like a crawler harness.
So all you got to do then is just cut your your main line to your 3-way, and then just,
and then
Put on
grab
your
it from
side.
it. And
why won't you run a leader on that too, so you can just
like a snap? I've done that before too.
Okay.
So I have seen guys run 2 leads off the out post on the 3-way, right? A 3-foot lead and like a
I've seen guys
2-foot
running
lead.
two different lines,
But
yeah.
you're more prone to twisting
Twisting
and fouling
and stuff like that.
and-
Yeah, that's why I run mine all on just one main line.
Ornan Mangley. Yeah,
But I'll have it tied up, and then I'll slip that fly on, and then I make sure that the fly is facing the same direction as the back fly.
okay.
So I don't have one that's hooked up, one that's hooked down.
What's your connection not to your flies?
Palomars,
Okay.
which is easy enough to tie. But some guys will tie a loop knot for that middle, that front fly, so it kind of
Flutters
there.
a little more.
Yeah.
Do you ever tip your flies?
not
Ooh.
not normally.
I mean, that adds weight, right? That's a
little bit.
You
A
thinking
little
like
bit.
a little chunk of crawler? or
Little,
something?
we did that
or
up at
Grizzly?
Winneconne. We were at Winneconne one year, and we were just getting beat
dipped
up.
it in my skull and we
Right?
started catching fish.
Exactly that. No, we were at Winneconne, and we were in the boat, and we were just getting beat up. And guys from the bridge are smashing fish, and we caught a couple of perch on the flies. And my buddy's like, "Dude, let's put a little piece of crawler on." So we were like a 1/2-inch chunk of crawler on our fly rigs, and just flipping them out like that current take them, like a regular 3-way rig, just pumping them in place.
Yep.
And we actually crushed perch on them that day.
Really? Well, because the rig we're basically talking about is also could be known as a Wolf River rig without
That's-
the fly on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's essentially what it
That's
is.
pretty
And
much
then if you
exactly
want to
what
get,
it
then
is.
they make what is it? The Dubuque
The
rig.
Dubuque rig,
yeah,
which
I
I
mean
caught
that
some big fish on.
big, yeah, because is a Dubuque rig with 2 plastic jig and plastics.
You
on
can
it?
do a jig and plastic or a jig and like a small floating crankbait.
Yep. Well, I think that those are 2 different rigs. I thought there's one,
It's the same setup.
but it's
but
2
they call them
different
different
names.
names,
Yeah,
yeah.
we've seen that one a lot too, like on head to
Again,
head.
it's basically a drop shot set up with a jig instead of a weight.
Very scent.
Yeah.
Yep.
I use
That's
the
what I was gonna
larger
ask,
fly,
if
no
anybody
longer lead
uses-
to make it look
or-
like the larger one is chasing.
Yeah, that's
the
a good
other.
point. So that I was going to ask what Mike said. Do you use any scent with them? And then, like Dylan said here, the larger fly and a longer lead make it look like they're ones chasing. So what is it mimicking? I mean, is it a minnow that a fly is mimicking?
I think so. Yeah, like a minnow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you got a little flash in it. And
Oh,
certain
yeah,
days,
let's start showing some of
and
your
certain
flies.
days,
then.
certain colors are way more productive. I mean, I've had days where, like, I hate yellow flies. Like, I don't really do shit on them, yellow flies. But I had one day where that's all they wanted.
Yep.
So I had to retie everything with yellow flies.
You had to
So I
go.
was putting 2 on, and then I'm catching 2 walleyes, or I'm catching 2 white bass on at the same
Oh
time.
man, what a terrible day.
It is. It's like you're catching sharks.
Yeah, but he had to use not his favorite color, which
Yeah.
probably upset him.
I know, right? It did
So,
too.
What do we
Well,
carry for fly selection?
We got hutches,
Yep.
and then we got arc flies.
We have what? 26 colors of hutches. Maybe there's a few more.
Something like that,
It's a
and
big.
then-
It's a big assortment.
Yeah, then arc we got what?
Another 20 colors. I
Another
think.
10 or 12, 20 colors, something like that. Yeah. The arc flies is kids like 13 is making these.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And he's got some. I mean, 13.
Yeah,
He's tying.
he's been
at
doing it a
really,
long time.
Really good
too.
level at 13.
Here,
so
let me,
Yeah, he's
let
got
me
some
show
good-looking
off, please,
flies.
when you're done.
So,
don't get him too close to the wall. You're gonna get him stoned.
yeah, right.
Oh,
you get
he's
him
hungry.
stuck on
Rah,
there,
rah,
yeah.
rah.
Probably gonna eat him.
Why is this walleye missing an eye on this side?
He's on the backside.
Yep. That's the side that.
All right, so
faces
here's the
wall.
hutches
That's where we got
first,
snagged.
Andy. So we'll get that one up there. So you said how many different colors in hutches? A lot.
25, 6.
Yeah,
something like
we
that,
got a ton of
26.
colors.
And again, everything besides the bucktails is available online. The bucktail stuff is only available in store as of
right
now.
As of right now, yeah.
Okay,
We'll
so
get-
I'm gonna
we'll get it
switch,
there,
and this
though.
is the. What'd you say? This is
Arc, ARK.
ARK. So this is a arc flies. right here.
Yep. Again, I got a bunch of different colors in those too.
How do I get that glare off there?
I
There we
get
go.
blacks and purples, reds and purples,
Oh,
reds
this-
and whites,
Are they
blues and
both two
whites.
per pack. There you go.
Yeah, they're all 2-packs.
Would it ever be a smart thing to just have these in bulk? So, like, if somebody didn't want to buy two of the same color, they could just buy, separate ones for kind of same prices like you're getting here. Kind of a.
No, that's a pain.
Yeah. Next question.
Yeah. Next question.
Sounds like it. Anytime I say stuff like that, I get next question. It's a great question.
It's just, anything in bulk. It's just hard to manage the inventory.
We don't carry Fintex in bulk anymore, do we?
We don't. No, we
for
carry
that.
them packaged. Actually, that ordered refill should be here. I'm hoping it comes today.
So with the fly stuff that we just got done talking about, what's your go-to scent? Do you dip? Do you
I don't use
spray?
scent. I don't use scent. So, like I said, the only time I put crawler pieces on them, I think once or twice in my life. I've never used scent. I may start, but I catch fish without it, so I don't see why I would need scent.
It's one of
But-
those. If it's not broke,
Don't
fix
it. No reason.
Okay, so I've
Not saying scent is going to hurt it.
heard when we're talking about the hair jigs.
Yep.
Some people will run a small piece of plastic halfway up the hook shank, right, to fluff that hair out a little bit
you can,
more
yeah.
and to give it a little more. Is it buoyancy and casting distance, depending on your setup?
You can, yeah, but you're just getting a bigger profile by pushing that plastic up and pushing that hair out.
Is that also defeating the purpose if you did that to a fly?
Yeah, because you're trying to keep that as light and small profile.
Okay.
So.
Because the idea of this is pull, stream, let go. It kind of fluffs, right?
It puffs out. Yeah.
Do you what are most bites? Depending when are they coming?
As you're pulling it up, you'll have them on there a lot of times.
Okay.
So
it's like the drop back. They're eating.
they drop back and they're sucking it in.
Gaia.
They're like down to here. A lot
like
of
how,
times.
and again, I don't pull flies. You pulling it 6 inches.
Yeah, it's just a snap.
It's a cadence thing, right?
You're just snapping it. Yeah. Some guys you'll see some longer ones. A lot of guys it's just a snap of the wrist, getting that rod tip going.
Mm-hmm.
Just to keep that action going, that dart in action.
So then, if you had 2 on one rig, then you can only have 1 on another rig, right? That's your
Correct.
3.
That's your 3. Yeah.
Okay.
But you only want to run rod anyway, so.
Just because you have to maintain bottom contact so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, if you're not clicking, you're not catching, right? Is
That's
that how
right.
that goes.
That's what they say.
Rubbing is racing.
So that
right?
so we talked about the Abu with the. Do you guys mostly run bait casters for this?
With the flipper switch, yeah, for sure. It's easier to, like I said, it's just I feel it's easier with a bait caster than it is a spin rod. Less stress on my forearm.
And
Yeah,
it's
that's
easier
the
just to
thing.
thumb the button
Yep.
than it is to open the bail,
Open the
or
bail
you hold the trigger, right? You
Yep.
let line, but then you got to take it up.
And the
Yep.
guys that don't use the flipping switches, so the flipping switch is, not everybody maybe knows, or did we describe it already?
No, I don't
I
think
maybe
we
missed
did
that.
really.
Yeah, it's an 8-hour wrist workout on tourney days. Yeah,
Yep.
tell me
So
about
you depress the thumb button on a normal bait caster. It's free spool. It stays open. But on a like the Silver Max or the old Black Maxes, you depress the button as soon as you let your thumb off. It re-engages the reel. So now you can just fish and not worry about setting the hook with an open bail. So some guys will just do a single hand operation without the flipping switch. They'll open, let line out, and then they'll just run that reel on their leg
Yeah.
if they got an extra hand or don't have a
Yep.
you
Yep.
know
Because a lot of times you got one rod, then you're on your bow mount,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
trying to keep position.
Yep.
So it's a dance.
It is. Especially on a windy day and a lot of boat traffic. You're weaving in and out of boats and shit. And boat control's the biggest thing for sure.
Well, you said you've already been pulling flies this year.
Not yet.
When is the ideal window?
I feel, pulling flies works all the time. I feel it's more effective on the up run when they're done, or on the down run when they're getting done spawning. But you can catch them now on flies.
Okay.
So it's a vertical jig for you first.
So
Yeah,
you're hair
ver-
jigging it first, and then you're
I'm hair
flying
jigging,
it.
vertical jigging first, and then usually on the down run, then I'll start pulling flies. But
Is there any
I
I don't want to give away all your secrets, but
No,
you
it's fine.
like targeting on the down run? Are you targeting flats? Are you targeting outside bends? Or are you just fishing a little bit of
a
everything?
little bit of everything. You'll find where those fish are. Like if you're up at Fremont or something like that, those fish will be up in the shallows earlier in the morning, and they start pushing out to the river channel. So you're just following those fish up and down the water column.
If they're in the middle of the river channel or the water column, Do you run a longer weight lead then?
No,
to
I
get
run
your-
longer flies to get them up.
Okay.
So we had that last year. We were fishing the AIM tournament, and it sucked. And hurricane winds and heavy current, and we were running like 12-foot leads on these flies because everything was sitting a little higher in the column.
Okay.
So you're on the so you're running a 12-foot lead, kind of just thinking about like.
I'm a coach,
You're
so I'm in the back of the
45.
boat.
Well, no, like so with a 12-foot lead, how far off the bottom is that fly?
I have no idea.
Just
I have
nothing.
no idea.
Just running 12
Just,
foot.
it's
Yeah,
right.
we're just
Just
kind of guessing.
let's run
Yeah,
12 today.
kind of guessing. Yeah.
I just because you're like I think
I mean,
like,
I got 3 different pool noodles with 3 different length flies rigs on them. So I have like short ones that are like 3-footers.
Yep.
From fly to fly, and then I'll have a mid-length one which is like 5 to 6, and then I'll have a long one which is like 8 to 10, which is
Do you
a pain
think
in the ass trying to net.
like a 2 to 1, so like a 12-foot will keep you 6 foot off the bottom.
I wish I knew.
10-5, a 8-4.
I wish I knew actually.
Anybody?
Wrong
Hey,
fly.
That's a
fishing.
wrong fly, Andy.
Hey, Mike, do you know? Do you have any idea? Like just general rule. I know current's
Yeah.
going to play a factor in that, right? Heavier current's going to push it
Yeah.
down. But generally speaking, if I run a 30-foot lead and I'm in 15 feet, am I going to see my fly in the surface?
Probably not.
You know what I mean?
Probably
where
not.
are we at? I'm curious. 'Cause
Yeah, I
maybe
know.
I'm gonna get into this. I'm feeling inspired.
It's not that hard to do. It can be a pain though. And you with your ADD, you'll not catch fish in 2 minutes, and you'll switch to something
Oh my
else.
god, I got one bad bite on the bay, and I'm all of a sudden just 80.
Well, you don't like to listen. That's why you're not. You said you're not a walleye guy, and then
Sorry.
I tell
Hey.
you what to do, and then you don't listen.
Sorry, Dad. Sorry.
You're like a lot of customers that come in. Hey, what are you doing? This is what I'm doing. Then they don't do what you tell them to do.
You should ground me. I should probably go home and. I won't.
Yeah, that's it.
No,
won't pull
I
the
would
boat out.
reverse that. I'd just make them work longer.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, right.
That's punishment. Now you're working longer. I'm going home.
Yep. Your punishment is I get to leave earlier.
You guys are hilarious.
So so
See, Mike said it's a guessing game on as far as how high it's going up in the column.
Okay. I'm having a hard time seeing through.
But a lot of times,
the giant Rapala you put on the table.
I know.
But a lot of times, like I said,
taller.
if we're running those longer ones, it's say we get a stretch where they're sitting higher in the column, we're running longer leads, and that front fly is getting hit versus the back fly, then we'll shorten everything up.
Okay. I mean that
So-
makes sense. I was just curious. Something I
Yeah.
don't do a
I'm
lot.
barely listening.
What's new? Anyway.
Want to see my shock face?
Hey,
Ah,
here's
better
a
than your own
question
face.
I have. How important are electronics when you're pulling flies? Let's
Very
say,
electronic. I mean,
i.e. live imaging.
I don't. We don't run live scope usually when I'm pulling flies.
Okay.
I mean, sometimes I will because I'll just have it facing forward, and I can kind of see where pods of fish are, and I can kind of steer a boat in that direction.
Like go
Most
through
of the time, I'm
fish?
just trying to stay on a contour on a
Got
map,
ya.
and then find little bump outs and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
So
It's like deer trails, fish highways. Mike's trying to stay on the.
pretty much, yeah.
Yep.
That's what they're. That's
Funnels
what they're
and
running.
all that
And
stuff.
you'll find
Yep.
like as the day goes on, fish will either move up or down on those contours, depending on the day, depending on traffic, depending on current, stuff like that, and water clarity, stuff like that. So
Is the water ever get too warm to run flies?
no, not really. No, honestly, no.
So you'll run flies in July, August potentially?
Yeah, you watch. What do we got? NWT's coming to Bago this year, I believe, aren't they?
Okay.
I think. I know Ames on Bago in a couple weeks, and those guys will sit at the 41 bridge and you'll pull flies all day. There's guys midsummer that will pull flies in the river.
Then the other question is like late fall or because there is a fall migration, right? Sometimes for walleyes.
Yep.
Is that it'll get
That's the thing.
popular again?
You
then?
can pull flies year round, especially in a river. You always have current. Obviously, more current the better. So I mean, if a tournament's on Saturday or Sunday and you got rain on Wednesday, Thursday, that river's going to go.
Okay.
Usually.
Yep.
Ask Jake Lapine, that guy fishing against him in BWC, and if we got rain midweek and we had a tournament on Sunday, my money was on Jake winning. So him in Austin.
You ever pull flies in the lake? Is that a thing?
I've never done it in the lake.
Guys put their T motor on 6 and just start pumping. or
Just
what?
cranking them.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never done it. I don't see why it
know
wouldn't
it's a
work. Like along those reefs and stuff on Bago
Right.
and stuff like that. I don't see why it wouldn't work. I've never done it.
Okay. I'm full of questions today.
I know.
Back to
I
hair
like
jigs.
question.
Can you ever tie up a floating hair jig setup, like on the floating hair jig or a floating jig? Did you ever tie a hair to one of those?
No,
Could you do that? Is that a thing?
I've never seen it done. not saying it's not a thing. I'm sure there's some old guy that's been sitting on a river, some river rat that's sitting on a raft, and he's got them tied up and probably crushing fish. I've never seen one before.
Yeah. God, that's another one of those questions. What do you call that kind of question?
Good one.
A good one.
Yeah, like I said, I've never seen it.
Well,
not to say some guy's never done it before.
We're asking good questions. We're maybe exploring areas that haven't been explored. It's
yeah. There's
why not?
There's probably some guy watching it right now going, "Oh my god, they just gave away my secret."
Yep.
So is
the
Mike
next hot thing is going to
be he's done it
on the lake, Mike. I'm guessing out on Bago.
or is that which question is he answering there?
I'm thinking the lake one. I'm guessing. Lots
See,
of
my guess, the reason why it's not popular is a lot of your floating jig heads are short shank designed almost specifically for live bait.
Yeah.
Where like these are a little bit longer shank. Like what are you tying on? Like a 2?
Yeah, 2s.
Number
2
two
hooks.
Mustad, Eagle Claw, any of the basic Aberdeen straight shank.
Yep.
So that'd be my guess. You probably.
I like the sickle Aberdeens if I can get them tied up that way.
Okay.
See, he has done it for
on the river.
jigs.
He's done floating jig flies.
Yeah, but what's better, float or non-float? If you had to pick one, what would you do?
I'm gonna say non-floating.
Time and place is what I'm saying.
That would be my guess.
Right.
I know what I wanted to ask as well. Do we carry?
What's our phone number?
Yeah. What you guys doing after the show? Do we carry the jig hooks right now? Just not the lead in the molds, right? We do carry jig hooks.
We have a small assortment of Mustad jig hooks, but for the flies, we carry Aberdeens.
Yep.
And a couple brands, multiple sizes.
Yeah, you want that longer shank. Like I said, I run mine out in all 2s. Some guys run 4s, smaller hooks. I don't feel like fishing those out of their guts.
I feel like Ark's tying it on like a 4, isn't
he?
he?
These are 2s, I believe.
Is it?
I know when he came in, he had samples on 2s and 4s, and I wanted them on 2s.
Okay, yeah, it looks like it too.
That's a 2. I think the 4 is too small, personally. Not to say you couldn't catch fish on, but I like the 2s personally.
I think 2 is probably the most common by a long shot. Mike said no float. If you had to pick one, no float.
No float.
Yeah.
Okay, so
it's a thing, but not a popular thing.
well, if the bite is tough and you're thinking about leaving, try that first before you go
I think
home.
you take your float out, throw a fat head on it,
right?
put your anchor down, and sit there and just pump it.
Yep. Which you'll see a ton of guys doing.
Yeah, so that's a thing too.
You'll see guys doing that.
That's
yeah.
You guys
fly-
do
you can do it with flies
show
too.
about
You
that.
can do it with flies
I think
too,
that's
though.
a topic that maybe some ordinary people don't get. Pumping jigs on the downstroke.
On the wolf?
Yeah, when they're going floating back.
You got those 3 guys that are anchored in everyone's troll line.
Yeah, and
they're
they're
drift line. Yeah, you got
there's a
zigzag
technique to
around
that for shallow.
There is, yeah. You'll see a lot of guys doing that.
Because that's
If
when
you're
they're done and they're coming out.
If you
right?
can get on a pot of fish, you can literally sit there and crush. You can fill your boat up sitting there doing that. If you get on a pot of fish.
And is that probably more on the down than the up? Because the fish are always moving on the up.
Well, I thought there was because they're higher and they're up in the sand and stuff. They're up shorter. They're in the shorter. Can't talk. Shallower water on the sand. Here, words are hard.
Maybe you should wait till after 9 to start drinking.
Know,
man.
right? Can't drink all day. Let's start in the morning.
You guys didn't start yet.
Oh, we got to work.
I know what you're talking about, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but that's what I thought. Is because they're up shallower and on the sand.
Yeah, you're fishing the flats adjacent to the river channels. Yeah, those little sand flats and stuff. Those fish will sit there in the sun, grab bait fish, and you'll see those guys sit there and you'll pound fish.
Yep.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. So what else? Did anything else with this stuff? Did you ever say what you're giving away here and why and how you're doing it?
I know this is going to be a little unfair to the people that aren't local, but the first person to come in and reference they watched this morning's podcast is going to get a free hook hat.
Oh, very nice. Of they're picking or just this one?
Well, this is the one.
It's signed by Mike and Justin?
I don't know.
We can sign it, sure.
You want to sign? We can sign Mike the Fly Guy or something.
Mike the Fly Guy.
Your fly's open.
It's too fly for Mike Guy.
Right.
Well, that's cool.
Okay, so the first person that comes in today.
Yep.
Today only. Or are you doing it over the weekend?
Only. Yeah, today's fine.
Okay.
It's going to be a busy
Good Friday.
day.
Have a good Friday.
Have a good Friday.
Come get a hook hat.
Yep. Yeah. I think
They should have to. They should have to recite something from the podcast today, so that you know they watched it.
Right.
They should have to be like Justin wore.
what
Color or Justin's underwear.
the key word is walleye.
Warline?
Walleye.
Oh,
No, let's have
That's your safe word?
hair jig. How does that? What was that show? Today's keyword is hair jig.
Mike's favorite color fly is
Lalo.
My favorite color fly.
I'm gonna throw you right on the coals right
Woo.
now, on the spot.
Probably red and black. Little gold flash.
So red and black fly will get you a free hat today. That is what you need to know.
Red and black fly.
It'll be, hey, let's
If I had to pick one color, yeah, it'd probably be like the red and black with a little gold flash.
well, let's do this. We're gonna keep the hat at the archery desk. You come see Mike.
Yep.
Red and black.
After you buy 6
If
packs
nobody
of red and
comes
fly.
in, Mike's gonna be wearing this hat next Friday on the
purple.
show.
Purple's.
It's hard to argue
I
purple.
usually never tie two of the same colors on a fly rig, so purple would probably be my number 2 color. So,
But you say you never tie two of the same. Do you ever tie solid colors, or is it always a two-tone fly?
this is always two-tone.
Okay.
Do they make solid color flies?
They do. They make straight crystal flash, straight flashaboo
Yep.
flies,
Yep.
2 tones, 3 tones. I've seen it up to 9 tones before. It's rare, but I have seen it.
No, you haven't.
You're just talking crazy
You're
talk,
9 tones.
9 tones.
right?
Sounds like a band.
Yep.
All right. Anything else, fellers?
I mean, the hair jigs stuff.
Yeah. Do it. Keep going.
So we got the hair jigs too going in along with what we're talking about. We got VMC, hutches. We got on the fly. Who else we got right now? Anybody? No.
We have a few on the bass side too. We got some marabou specialty jigs that could be
Oh,
a whole
yeah.
nother episode. But green blade flies,
Yep.
ties a tungsten Kitech super round with marabou, and on the fly, Brian and his son also tie us some mushroom head marabou or some
Oh,
Midwest finesse Neds or however you want to call that head. But
Yeah. So I mean, you got
you got the
moon.
twitch fly in there.
No, we don't have any twitch flies. Not here. They're on the floor. So you got the VMC flies. You got hutches flies. You got on the fly.
you talking about the twitch and
jig.
jig?
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked that one. They actually VMC designed that for the salmon market, the salmon steelhead market.
You don't think it works for a walleye?
It would.
market?
It's a really heavy. It's a heavier gauge hook. So I think like your, I don't know, hook set penetration. It's designed. It's a more stout product. A little beefier than a guy needs. But
Now the VMCs, they have the pill style head.
Yeah.
Yep.
Compared to what would you call the hutch style head? The teardrops kind of.
It's got like a teardrop looking kind of thing. It's not
the
a walleye head.
cutter head.
Yeah.
Current cutter would be more like your flat one, like this guy.
See, and I see. Yeah, you're right.
Well, then you got your bottom feeder that Brian and they had designed.
Your stand up style heads.
Yep. So you're probably your most popular right now is that flat style.
This is on the fly.
It's on the fly. And Mike Rumlow will be tying some of those up for me. Flat jig heads. The scorpion tail look like the.
Yeah,
Is that twitching one you're talking about?
I think that's the
twitching
that's
one?
the
What is
twitching the twitching jig.
Those hair
He's
jigs with the
referring to when we
scorpion
did them
tail.
on TRS Live a couple times, and Nick and I actually used them during the guided life trip too for salmon and trout.
That's
But
gotta be the twitching
it
tail.
does have a bigger head. But the thing too that I think on all
Well, it's
my
different
research-
material too. So that twitch and jig is a marabou front, or actually it might be all rabbit or zonker strips.
Yes,
I think it's wrapped and then the tail's left behind.
Yeah.
So
Yep. But like with this one, with this is supposed to that pill style head, oversized eye, right? More attracting that way.
Yeah.
Then that pill style head supposed to cut the current, give it a little more flash. If you're straight retrieving this one, or a little more kick and stuff like that. I mean, we talked about this one a bunch on TRS Live too, so that's kind of why I remember.
yeah,
that
lift,
stuff.
ball, attract, trigger. That's the
Yep.
deal.
Yeah.
Right?
If anybody knows where that's from, let me know.
Andy? Did I hold this up long enough? The on the fly one here. Did you get any? Okay. What's the other ones?
And then you
here?
got the bottom feeder head style, which is a custom jig head style that Brian from On the Fly and Brian from B&D Customs designed. It's a pretty sweet head style. It's actually pretty cool.
And it's a really nice hook too. That's a premium.
Yeah,
It's a
I don't even know
sickle
what-
style hook.
Yeah, what hook is? I don't even know what hook is.
I don't
Is
know,
that an
but
owner?
those guys did a really nice job with that. So,
So this, what? They're both only
both
one's
is-
flat, right?
No, they're both. I think
They're both
the
flat.
same.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to hold it this way first, Andy, so if they can hopefully see that's flat. Maybe
Flat on the
not.
bottom.
I
Yeah,
should have taken it. Can I take it out?
they're hooked to that. They're stapled to the card.
Yeah.
Oh,
you're
are
gonna-
they?
Yeah.
you can take the whole card out.
So you might be able to see it better taking it out of there
Yeah.
if you can get it out, man. It's childproof. You can see.
Ah,
God damn.
we're a punchy bunch this morning,
You guys
aren't
are-
we?
You guys are fired
We're,
up.
hey, we're gonna have a great day on
You
the
guys are on time.
We're gonna be
today.
busy. We got a fresh bait delivery yesterday, so anybody that needs your, the percher running, people are buying rosies
Yep.
and shiners, and crawler season's upon us. We got flats again.
I saw that in there. I was like, are these left over? Like, where do
There
these
we
flats
go.
come
Here we
from?
go.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Guys are going here, showing harnesses. Like, yeah,
We had a customer in yesterday. Asked Ty this question. You can kind of see.
What was the question?
What is a rosy red?
The red minnow.
Yep.
it's a red fathead.
How do they get it red?
That's a good question.
And then
It's just
this
nature.
Is the hook you
So-
guys are excited about?
Matt, this is gonna be a real
Yeah,
simple
it's a sweet
explanation,
hook.
right?
That sickle style hook, dude, is awesome.
You are a
It's
fathead.
sick.
Hey, you're a fathead. I'm a rosy red.
Okay.
We're both humans. Done.
Is there a difference?
Yeah,
one's
there's a
normal, one's a
difference.
genetic mutation.
Yeah. Yeah. One
You decide
one
which
people
one-
like,
you
one
just-
people
you
don't.
decide
Rosy reds
which
are way
one.
more popular.
You decide which one.
There's so much love in here today.
I wonder-
Always. Make sure you get that back on that staple, too.
Yeah.
dude.
On the staple?
Yeah,
Presentation
otherwise
is-
that hair's going to get all bent and crooked in there. That's why it's stapled to the card in the first place.
Well, it wasn't stapled to begin with.
Yes, it was. It was
How
hooked in
how
there.
did I get? I didn't get this out of the package.
You,
Mike,
you can pull it off that
He's
staple.
doubting you. The guy that's probably opened 100 of those packages, 100 minimum.
Well, then he's gonna be fast and able to put it right back on.
You know what? If you leave it, we'll take care of it.
Yeah,
we're here for you.
This is not my
Just
job.
like you're here
This is
for
not-
us.
Yeah, this is not my job, right, Meow?
Not a
Right.
problem.
One of the $30 a porn star name.
Is that funny? Is that funny, Mike?
That Dylan, dude, he's awesome.
Are we done yet?
Yeah.
We've been down. I was gonna.
Might have talk about some of Dylan's secrets me and him were messaging about the other day.
We were
some
gonna.
secret
We were
tackle.
gonna go short today, and we just keep on talking.
keeping on.
But hair jigs are, I mean, they're super versatile on how you're presenting to the fish. You know, big hops, drag them, stuff like that. So
Mhm. What's your rod reel setup for hair jigs, depending on the weight?
depending on the weight, everything's medium light, fast, extra fast. So
You braid the floral guy then on
yeah,
that?
braid to floral. I tie direct knots. I don't tie any swivels in there.
Are you high vis braid?
Yeah. My old eyes need to see that when I'm tying stuff, so
You are old. How old are you?
don't worry about it.
63. I think
Age is
yesterday.
nothing but a number. Remember that.
It is
But
so.
still, you
It
have
is
to-
so true.
Still young enough to kick both of your asses.
Ah!
Ah!
Oh,
He can't walk to us.
I'll get you eventually.
Sweet, hey,
I'll get you eventually.
like
Sweep the legs.
I'm
Sweep the legs.
he's not fast
I'm like a
enough to
giant
start,
snapper
but
turtle. I just
he's
wait
got-
for you to come by and I grab you.
He just grab you.
I think
Remember
as soon
that
as,
time?
as soon as I sweep your leg,
He's got
my
a,
back
he's got a
will go
mind
out.
like an elephant too. Remember that 6 years ago
That's
on the
right.
show when you
Yep.
said this? Snatch.
Yep, I'll get you. I'll get you.
All right, are we done?
We're
We
done.
got anything
We're
else?
done.
We're done.
No, I
Okay,
think
so
we're pretty
come in
good.
today, see Mike, tell him his favorite fly color,
Yep.
get a free hook hat.
Yep. And if you mention rosy red, you get a free dozen minnows.
There we go.
Whoa!
On top of the 4 dozen, you're already put in your bucket and told me you only had 2.
Whoa.
1 dozen free.
Everybody's honest.
Okay, and then anything going on for the weekend that people should be aware of before we wrap this up?
Get out fishing.
Store hours, 8 to 5
8 to,
Saturday.
8 to
same
5 on
as they were last
Saturday.
week.
Sunday we're closed. We're always closed on Sundays.
Yep.
So 9 to 7 today. 8 to 5 tomorrow. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we have a lot of unadvertised sales too. I mean, we got a huge amount of trolling rods, casting rods, reels, custom painted ripping wraps are on sale for. That's crazy.
Crazy.
We got a table
online.
full of them. Yep.
Didn't
In
go
store and
around
online.
stuff, the flat slimy worms are
Oh
on
yeah,
sale.
any of you bass fishermen, we got flatworms
Yeah, the Maxine flatworms are on sale.
on sale. So that's a kind
Great
of
walleye
that's kind
bait.
of a
as-
rare animal.
Great walleye bait as well.
Yep.
Yep. Everything eats it.
So-
Probably should hit on that before we. end
Well,
the show.
We're gonna run the sale for a little bit here, so
For a hot
maybe
moment.
next Friday we'll get a bass fisherman in here and do a little bass talk. Maybe we'll get Kyle in here.
There you go.
All right. Well, have a good weekend, everybody. Happy Easter. Get out there, eat a bunch of ham and everything else. And
prime rib at my house.
Prime rib at Mike's house. We're all invited. So we'll be here again Friday next week at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time.
Well,
see ya.
Peace out.